Hello, Roar Mithril here once again, and it's time to move on to the last stage. Let's shut the power down on Generation 9. Time to go after Plugman. So electric robot masters are usually trouble. Plugman is no exception to that rule. Let's go. Oh dear gods, they brought back the tellies. These are apparently referred to as Telly X. But aside from being red instead of blue and having a slight visual redesign, they're pretty much the same annoying thing as ever. If you can get 3 following you around like this, that's the max that can be on screen at once, so you don't have to worry about any more cropping up in your way. We also have to deal with Smaplar. Kind of a bizarre name. I guess the letters of plasma rearranged and an R added in for good measure. They're immune to the Mega Buster and just love to be right in the way. But then so does just about everything in this stage, really. Case in point, there's a very annoyingly placed Met right at the end of these disappearing blocks. There it is. You're really not given too much time to get rid of it safely. And hey, what would an electric stage be without disappearing blocks? Everyone's favorite Mega Man gimmick ever. If we take the upper path here, we can get some goodies, and hey, that sounds like a good idea to me. Everyone loves shinies. I know I do. So here we have an odd bit of a trap. If you walk through these static beams, behold, Shadow Mega Man. If you can avoid walking through the beam, you don't have to worry about him. Also, there are some beams that for some reason don't produce Shadow Mega Man. But of course they do love to put those static beams right in the way, so you have to go through them. A bit of a stylistic note, if you're playing as Proto Man, it actually does appear as Shadow Proto Man. So, nice attention to detail that. They attack pretty rapidly, so you have to be cautious about that, though they do share your allergy to death spikes, and that amuses me. Sweet spikety revenge. They also can't really jump all that well. They can jump, but they can't move forward during it. So you can use that to your advantage if you can get high ground on them. Alright, let's get 3 of you to show up, and then make our move. Because if you don't have 3 tellies following you here, this area can be a bit tricky to safely get through. Alright, we're in the home stretch. Almost out of here. Huh, no fanfare. I guess I'm full on lives. Smaplar everywhere! And one last big stomper. Okay, time to deal with Plugman. His weapon of choice is the Plug Ball. That and just being completely and totally spastic. Every time I think I have a pattern on this guy, he does something different. There's a lot that you really have to pay attention to in this battle. If you're lucky, you can kind of seem to lock him into a pattern. So far, so good. Come on, keep going. Yes, thank gods, Plugman is down. Thank you for cooperating. Seriously, sometimes I can lock him into that pattern, other times not so much. I don't know what your deal is. If anyone has further advice on this, I'd be interested to know. But anyway, we got the last new weapon of Mega Man 9, the Plug Ball. It's kind of Search Snake, but a bit more powerful, a bit more useful. It completely follows the contours of whatever platform you use it from. The only problem is once you use it, it has zero velocity. It falls straight down. So, that's the one drawback to it, I suppose. So we got something from Plugman. It's the memory circuit board. We can play back his memory to see why he went crazy. Put it on still store, Cambot. Auto. An interesting touch here. notice that Plug Man is not shown in this scene. It doesn't show whichever Robot Master you got the memory circuit from, so whoever you fought last doesn't appear in this scene. Again, excellent attention to detail. So, Wily is informing them all about them ending up in the junkyard once they reach their expiration dates. And yet, apparently, they're fine with that. But Wily, however, is trying to incite a rebellion here, talking about millions of robots all over the world, ending up as piles of junk. They work hard for humans, and then they destroy you when they no longer need you. He wants anger in these robots. Just because you reached some arbitrary expiration date doesn't mean you should be scrapped. Hey, for once Wily's making sense. You're all still quite useful. You have a right to live. I'm going to help you. Together we'll show the world how useful you all can still be. The robots seem to like this idea. They want to be repaired. There's nothing suspicious about that grin at all. He just looks really friendly. You're in good hands with Dr. Wily. He's a member of Allstate. So it was Wily all along. Yes, that's right, Otto was right. And the power went out. That's what we get for killing Plugman. You know, you really need better security if Wily can just barge into your lab, saucer and all. So yes, anyway, 8 down. Thank gods. Plugman was tough. Plenty of outtakes. Enjoy the show.